Once you've completed your triangles, they will need blocking out because they'll be quite wiggly. You'll notice that the ones that are the filling block ones are actually slightly rounded at the edges, and like I said, they might actually come up a little bit at the middle, but they do need blocking out. So take a foam pad or a towel and pin and just slightly stretch your triangles. So they need to be about 18 centimetres when you've finished stretching them out. And then just pin at the edges as well. And you'll notice that the filler triangles, the ones with the blocks like this, are slightly convex at the outside. They're slightly curving outwards. But to compensate for that, your filling triangles with the flowers are actually concave. So they will actually slot together once they've been blocked. So pin them flat round the outsides, just stretching slightly. And then with your flower triangles, do the same. So stretch them. If they're not tall enough, or if they haven't got enough rows, they don't meet widthways or down the seams here, you need to add some more rows. So stretch them out. Don't feel afraid to pull them. They need to be so that they lie like completely flat on your base. Once you've got all of your triangles blocked out and they're stretched nice and smooth, they should all lie nice and flat. Either cover them with a wet towel and leave the towel to dry, or take a spray, just clean water, and give them a good spray. You can even pat them into place and they will actually stay, and they will lie flat once they're dry. It's important to check your tension as you're actually working your triangles to ensure that they're all of an even size. As you can see here, I've got two examples of the same amount of rows work, but with a slightly loose tension. The one on the bottom here is a lot bigger than the one on the top. If your tension is slightly loose, it will come out bigger, so you could use a smaller hook, such as a 3.5 or a 3.25 millimetre. Alternatively, you could use more rows when coming to work your flower samples, but they need to all be the same size once they've actually been blocked and stretched. Okay, we're ready to join our pieces together, so we will need to block a block triangle together with one of the flower triangles. So we'll put them face to face. You might not have the same amount of stitches on each one because it depends on the different tensions for the different triangles. So if you leave a tail, and we're going to start by catching in just half of the stitch in that last row, and catching your thread, the tail end, as you're actually going along. And you only need to do that for 3 or 4, and then you can just start over sewing just across the row. Don't pull it too tight because you need to have some elasticity. Once you've oversewn it 4 or 5 stitches, cut off this tail end. And then continue to the end of the row. If you prefer to, you could also pin it just to make sure that you actually get it evenly matched down each side. I'll just let you have a look at that as we go along. You can see how it's still very stretchy and very elasticated. So it needs to keep that, don't pull it too tight. So once we've got to the end of the row, thread the yarn back through a few stitches and then snip the end off. And there you have two joined together.